A story once spoken is ageless. The dungeon imagined without end. The curious are the ones most courageous. The tree that endures has to bend. From stillness the mad mage is stirring. From countless voices the castle takes shape. Zagig will test the enduring. Those unlucky will never escape. Your repurposed freighter drifts through space. As you stare out at the star-flecked void, another ship comes in. Wait, is this sci-fi? I thought we agreed on a World War II campaign. Oh, did we? That's cool. I can pivot. The smell of smoke curdles in your nostrils. Hold up, I thought we were prepping for a zombie apocalypse campaign. Alright, here's what we're doing. It's the year 3700. Humanity's elite fled to other planets long ago, taking with them all forms of advanced technology. Earth survivors scrape by with historic tools as weird phenomena plague abandoned nuclear sites. Witnesses report seeing glowing lights and the dead rising from their graves. And amidst the chaos, three strangers will meet in a dim bar. A veteran zombie slayer, a disgraced general out for revenge, and a space mercenary sent to investigate the power plants. Now describe your characters. How did you do that? I have the right tools for the job. Your Why, hello. Hello. Plaid Rocker, welcome in. EJ, so good to see you. Dougie, welcome in. DM Chris, hello. KG, how's it going? Greg Rage, welcome in. The early crew showed up strong today. How are y'all doing? Moose, welcome in. Epic, thank you so much, EJ. I do miss sci-fi campaigns. Man, I had never played in like a full sci-fi campaign until a couple of weeks ago when our Cyberpunk Red game started. I'm now kind of regretting that we're not doing Amazing Adventures instead of Cyberpunk, but we are having a lot of fun with it. We're doing like we're a 3-piece funk band trying to make it as mercenaries, or perhaps the other way around, depending on how you look at it or how plot shakes out. You brighten my day, Plaid. I appreciate you being here. It's so good to see you. I feel like it's been forever. How you been? Are you still playing games right now? And if so, tell me about it. How's it going? Just finished finals for the semester. How are you? That is the best feeling ever, just being done. Congratulations. Doing great. I'm a freshly minted godfather now, so that's cool. Oh my goodness. Dougie, that's so sweet. Nick.
Yeah.
Dougie's a godfather.
Hey, Mazel Tov.
Mazel Tov. Congratulations, friend. How's it feel? Your group seems fun. They're super fun. I've got 2 groups now, and it may be wink wink hint hint might soon be 3 here on Troll Lord Games. We've got another actual play series in the works with some really experienced and really cool actual players, and we had a meeting today to sort of like smooth out some details. So we might have a new campaign come into Troll Lord Games. Very exciting. Hey, Nightman, welcome in. How are you? It's good to see you. It's been a little rough lately, but I'm trying my best. I'm playing in a D&D campaign, but I'm trying to convince them to try other stuff. Dude, hell yeah. I mean, that's all we can do, right? Is just keep on trucking, keep on trying. I'm proud of you. I know that it's hard to keep on moving when things are rough. Also, oh my God, my eyes glazed right over it. Greg, one of us. Thank you for the sub. We never expect like subs or donations or bits or anything here on Twitch. But it helps us a ton when people do decide to like support the channel, and it helps us do like more fun stuff here. We really want to like beef up this Twitch channel and start like really putting out a lot more content here. So when people subscribe, when they do, take it upon themselves to do that, it really helps us to be able to provide more content here. So thank you. We really, really appreciate it. Thank you. I'm finishing up my Associates of Art and planning on transferring to a university to work towards a master's in art therapy. I started hearing myself double. Associates of Art and planning on transferring to university to work towards a master's in art therapy with fine arts as an undergraduate. That is so cool. Art therapy is just one of those things that I think it's so important and so impactful. And I mean, I know that like we don't know each other IRL, but just from like getting to know you on Twitch and stuff over the past like couple of years now, I think it's crazy how time flies. You're like made for it. You're going to crush it. That's so exciting. Doing well. I'm glad to hear that. Are you having a good holiday season, Nightman? My best friend and his lovely wife had their first kid right before Halloween, and that little girl has all of our hearts. I've already started spoiling her. I'm actually tearing up. That's actually making me tear up a little bit. Dougie is like, of course, like, of course, you're like a natural choice for a godfather. You're one of those people that like you get around and it's just like, yeah, this is good. This is good vibes. Hey, Water J, welcome in. Thanks for tuning in from YouTube. How's it going? It's good to see you. I've always had a love for art and psychology, and I also love working with children and adolescents, so it feels right for me. Hell yeah, man. Like, psychology and therapy and mental health work, it's so nuanced. It's so nuanced. And, like, it seems like there's a lot of, how do I rephrase? Like, there's no right way to do it. to like provide therapy or mental health advice to somebody, but there's a lot of wrong ways to do it. And I feel like that makes it a really difficult field. And it takes, a lot of patience and emotional intelligence and maturity. Like that's awesome. We need a lot more like mental health professionals just in the world right now. Little life update from me. I've started therapy and loving it. That's not entirely true. I just changed therapists because I was not loving it. I was not McLoving it. I was not having a great time in the club. Speaking of like, there's some wrong ways to do it. Just I had a therapist who I think was very quick to like put labels on stuff. I'm very, very new to therapy. And so I think I need a therapist who's going to like hold my hand a little bit and kind of like walk me through what I'm supposed to do. And I had a couple meetings with her where it was me, regurgitating my life story and her just kind of sitting there nodding along and then trying to diagnose me, which is fine, but I think it wasn't a great fit. So, but that's it. Like you try something and then if it doesn't work, then you just keep on trying stuff, I'm doing all right just doing this for my gang and hell yeah, man. How are you and Nick doing? I feel like I'm so out of the loop. We're doing really well. Nick is in school. Do you want to come and give like a little update?
I'll be present.
Yeah. I don't know why I have headphones on. I don't have any music on or anything that I need to be like listening to. Would you like to share?
Yeah, I just finished my semester yesterday, so I took the day off and I've just been playing World of Warcraft all day.
My boyfriend is on break.
I'm on break.
He's on quest this week.
Yeah. So.
Well, you've not had a day off in a long time. It's always been something every day for the past however many months you've been here. So you finally
I mean, I've
took
taken
a day.
days off, but
I guess. I mean, like with me, but it's different,
to just
to literally do nothing.
It's nice.
Mm-hmm.
It was super misty.
It was hella misty last night. We activated our like animal brains last night, literally. So we went and we saw Wicked.
Yeah, it was awesome.
First things first, it's life-changing.
Mm-hmm.
Wicked is my favorite musical. I've seen it like 4, 5, 6 times, something like that. Never on Broadway, but like in Chicago and like other cities. And it was so good. If you haven't seen it, definitely go see it. EJ, I knew you were going to see it.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. And after we saw Wicked, we were just so not tired. It was like 1 a.m. because we saw it super late and it's a 2-hour, 40-minute movie. And so we went for a walk afterwards. And it was a super, super misty evening. And we live across the road from a park. And so we walked over to the park. And like there's a hill in the middle of the park. And we just stood on the hill. And it was pitch black and full of mist. And everything in our bodies was like, do not go in there. Do not go into the dark there. Do not do that. Stay out. We were walking out of there and Nick, like a fucking asshole, was like, I feel like I just saw like a pallid figure sprinting towards us at full speed. Did you see that? I see it now in my nightmares.
It's like that's probably the weirdest way I could have phrased that.
I feel like I
saw a pallid figure.
It's NPC core is what it is. EJ says, what major are you working towards, Nick?
Marketing communications. It's very business.
You'll have more marketing education than I do in my marketing job.
Well, really what we're doing is we're just like tag teaming. Like Grace is getting like on the boots experience and
He's doing the book learning.
I'm gonna do the academics, and then we're gonna like we're gonna do a fusion dance.
Yeah. And then we'll become one fully formed adult professional.
Yeah. And we'll be really tall.
So tall. Both of our heights combined.
Yeah.
My best friend and I dressed up as Elphaba and Glinda, and people kept asking us what we were seeing, and I would say Gladiator too. Wearing pink makeup and a pink fluffy skirt. That rules.
That's awesome.
I almost dressed up. Didn't do it. But the urge was strong.
Mm.
You know, it's also wicked how we be in the club with the champagne. Ayo.
Ayo.
Ayo. Are you joining us from the club? From the club?
Damn. That would be some shit.
Hang on, stripper number 3.
Hang on, I gotta get in this chat.
I gotta catch Tales of Aihrde with Grace. I'm taking Intro to Communications this upcoming semester. Hell yeah, dude. Oh, and Blood Rocker saw Wicked in Chicago too. They have a great production in Chicago, man.
Oh, no way.
We gotta go do it.
We're gonna do it. We're gonna see Wicked everywhere.
We're gonna see it all over the country.
It's gonna be awesome.
All over the world. All around the world.
Can we? Do they have groupies for like Broadway, like off Broadway tours?
They're about to.
Yeah.
It's about to be us. Kind of a Gygaxian NPC description palette. It's a little bit of a Gygaxian word, honestly.
Yeah, I've been what?
You're about to say some shit.
No. I've been listening to. I've been like re-listening to it on audiobook. Because I realized you get like a bajillion free audiobook hours on premium Spotify, and I had read it a couple years ago, and I'd just been getting that itch. I've just been like on a big Stephen King
That's
kick.
true. It's been one Stephen King book after the other.
I listened to Salem's Lot, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it's like so driving.
Yeah.
So I've just been listening to it again.
I thought you were going to say some shit like, yeah, I've been told that I'm something of a young Gygax. Willie, welcome in. I doubt that folks who have seen mysterious apparitions have the wherewithal to say pallid figure. Most would likely say it's a feckin' ghost.
That's where I differ from your average witness.
Most people say, oh my God.
They're concerned about, shedding this mortal coil, and I'm just more concerned about getting off a good bit before I go.
Different breed. Born different, man.
Just built different.
Hey, Shadow Ink Designs, welcome in. How are you today? Good to have you.
I'm sure there's...
It's pronounced Clurb. Sorry,
the Clurb. I was just reading
the Clurb.
off. My daughter is a fan of obscure off-Broadway stuff. She finds some wacky stuff. I'm
Dude,
sure.
Share. Do share.
They you can really do it. You can do anything on a stage. You can do anything.
I remember it was my freshman year at college, and we had like an optional like weekend trip to go see the Stratford Shakespeare Festival in Canada. And we crossed the border and we went to Stratford, and I saw this like experimental play that had like a puddle of water. Like the stage had like a divot in the like floor of the stage, and it was just like a small pool of water.
That's interesting.
And as we were all like filtering into the stage, one of the actors was curled up in it in the fetal position. And he was naked. He was completely naked, dong out.
Holy shit.
Full butt. And he didn't...
Just marinating in a shallow pool.
He didn't move until the play started, and we all were in our seats.
Wow.
So you could say I'm a fan of experimental theater.
Holy shit.
Well met. I'm good. I'm glad to hear that, Shadow Ink. Welcome in.
Oh my God.
Y'all are going to be that couple that has been to every Cracker Barrel. Nick and Grace are going to see Wicked in every theater that'll show it. Damn right. You know what? We're going to do that like Ted Lasso and Eric, whatever his name is. Ted Lasso, is that it? Am I thinking? The dudes who did every single Rainforest Cafe.
No, Ted Lasso is a television program.
Oh.
What is his name?
Ted Navision.
Yeah.
Why do I think Ted Lasso? He just has a Lasso kind of vibe. I don't know. He looks like his name's Lasso.
It's the mustache, brother.
No, that's Eddie Burbank.
Oh, yeah.
Not Eric.
But he did. It wasn't Eddie Burbank too.
And God, I almost said Ted Lasso again. Ted Navision and Eddie Burbank. We're gonna be the Ted Navision and Eddie Burbank of seeing Wicked. I never actually explained. I think it got halfway out of my mouth. They went to every single rainforest cafe in the continental United States, and every single Margaritaville as well.
I think going to see every Wicked could not be a more different experience from eating at a fucking and Margaritaville.
It's a little bit of the polar opposite. We went to Margaritaville one time.
Didn't they do the Margaritaville one?
They did. I said that.
Oh, you said Rainforest Cafe
and Margaritaville.
Oh, was there a third one?
I think that's all.
Okay.
We went to Margaritaville one time and it nearly killed us.
It was hell. We went there for Jimmy.
We went there for Jimmy. Bless up. Bless up to Jimmy. And
we
I
took
had
these before and after pictures.
I'll put them in the Troll Lord Discord at some point. But yeah, I had a margarita that had hair in it, and it tasted like battery acid. And the effect that it had on my body was like battery acid. It was like 90 degrees walking home.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
We were shambling through the streets like half alive.
Well, not only so we walked down there, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
We're like kind of geared up, and then we have our experience, which I would say is probably your typical one at Margaritaville. And then we were like, and we had several drinks.
I had the one.
Maybe I had a couple.
That was enough.
And then I was like, no, let's walk around.
Let's walk it off.
It's like a bajillion degrees, and so we walked down to the waterfront.
I'm wearing jeans, by the way.
I think we're both wearing jeans, and we both have on Hawaiian shirts. And then, like, we were just in the sun too long. We should have went back immediately.
Yeah, like, we were not well after that.
It is crazy.
I've been listening to the new Audible drama of 1984 with Andrew Garfield and Tom Hardy. It also stars Cynthia Erivo from Wicked. Dude, I can't listen to an audiobook of 1984.
Why is that?
It's so brutal, man. 1984 is like just one of those books that fucks you up.
Jesus.
Have you read 1984?
I haven't done.
Oh, I had to read it in high school. It's like, it's horror and it's tragic and it's dystopia. It's just everything. Like, yeah, it's bad.
I don't know if I could listen to that either.
It was hard enough to read.
I think I'd have to read it first.
Mm-hmm. The Guy Who Hates Musicals is one of them. Stratford is amazing. Stratford is so amazing. It's so beautiful. We gotta go.
We'll go.
Yeah, we're close now.
We'll go to Canada.
I was on stage crew in our High School Musical productions, but I played Mrs. White in my senior year in our theater's Clue, and apparently I'm a celebrity in the current theater kids. That's so fun. I'm honestly not surprised. The schlong display. This was my first, like, you know, I'm in college and, you know, like going to theater productions, like going on trips alone, like just, you know, a lot of firsts. And so full dick, full cock and balls within like it was in September. So it was like the first 2 months of being at school. It was great. He was a newly hatched Canadian just waiting. He didn't realize he was out of the egg yet.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite character in Wicked is Ted Lasso. Listen, don't do this to me. I've been to Stratford on a few occasions as well. Very pretty town. They have a good gaming convention too.
Hey, yo.
Well, looks like we gotta go.
We'll go up there to the Great White North.
Looks like we gotta go to the Great White North.
And look at some dong.
Look at some full dong.
Look at dong and play games.
If they still have that play running, I'll be shocked and very happy.
I mean, so far, that's the only exports I've heard coming out of that town. It sounds like they have to do it to to keep their economy alive.
Oh yeah, gotta show dong.
Gotta show dong and play games.
Yeah, full frontal. Margville has fantastic nachos. Was that our mistake, not getting the nachos?
I just can't. I can't imagine ever eating there again.
I'm like, I kind of have a stomach ache even recalling
Just
it.
thinking about it, yeah.
Looking and acting like tourists. You proud of that? Listen.
Yeah.
We were rendered empty. We were hollowed out.
Mm-hmm.
Our souls were purged. We were razed to the ground on the inside.
Yeah.
It's not our fault.
And also sometimes it's just fun to be a tourist in your town.
Yeah, super true. Very, very true. Hey, Longshot, welcome in. As much as I want to stay, I'm developing a nasty headache from my weekend of socializing, so I shall see you all another time. Love you all. Love you, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. It was super good to see you. Thanks for popping in. And rest up and feel better and all that good stuff. That's felt. I also require a resting period after socializing.
I'm gonna gank that, and then I'll fill it up for you.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
It's 8:20, so
we should probably read.
Bring you a water.
Speaking of, I don't know if Steve is joining us. Let me see. Okay, so no Steve tonight. Saying we were emptied and hollowed out activated my fight or flight response. I don't know why. That's what we do best here at Troll Lord Games, activate fight or flight. Ooh, here's something that I'm wanting to do. And you guys tell me if this would be like entertaining for you or not. I want to figure out how to program like AI characters, like historical, like Queen Elizabeth or Napoleon Bonaparte or like King.
Elizabeth might be a little too soon.
Yeah, Queen Elizabeth is too soon. King Tut, I don't know, Caesar, like stuff like that. Voice AI, yes. And I want to run a couple of like historical characters, AI characters, through a dungeon using Castles and Crusades. And I want to have chat be like the monsters that the AI face. Because I think that would be super fun. I just have to figure out how to like do that. I want to do like text to speech and make it really like seamless and like fun. I just think that would be so fun to do with you guys. Yo, that's what I'm saying. King Tut is too soon. Shit, damn it. We're gonna do Ancient Aliens, Jesus Christ, Ancient Aliens, and Zeus, and see how they do. I just think that would be hella fun. I just have to figure out how to do it. Thank you for the water.
Of course.
I appreciate you.
Yes.
So, yeah. That'll get Steve on board. That's what we need. That's what we need. If we can get Steve in on an actual play, that would be fun. That'd be very fun. Sounds like a blast. That's what I'm saying, man. I think it'd be really cool. I'll be the BBEG named Kaiser Surze. Surze. Nice. Well, we've yapped for like 25 minutes. What do y'all say? We frickin' jump into some Aihrde. And after that, fuck it, we'll just like hang out. Steve isn't here, but we can still chill. So we have been, if this is your first time here, first of all, welcome. But we have been reading through the Codex of Aihrde, which has over 12,000 years of recorded history of the world of Aihrde, which is like the world setting that Troll Lord Games publishes. And we're reading about the onset of the Winter Dark, which is a 1,000-year period of death and destruction and tyranny during which the entire world of Aihrde was ruled over by this god, essentially, named Unklar, or the Horned God. And that age is called the Winter Dark because Unklar basically was a product of the Allfathers. The Allfather is like kind of the god of gods in this setting. He was born of the Allfather's nightmares. And he was summoned to Aihrde by this ambitious sorcerer who kind of sought to control him. Obviously, that failed for that sorcerer. But Unklar kind of recently arrived to Aihrde and looked around and was like, this doesn't match what I saw of the world of Aihrde when I was in the Allfather's nightmares. These people don't get it. I'm going to fix it for them. I'm just gonna work my magic, and I'm gonna fix Aihrde and make it in line with the Allfather's vision that he saw, which was the nightmares of the Allfather. Gets out his lore notebook. Gotta take notes. We gotta keep it all in track. I gotta have like a red string like corkboard behind me. One of these days I'm gonna have one. Also, Tux, welcome in. Good to see you. But yeah, so Unklar arrives. He decides that he's going to remake the world in what he thinks is the Allfather's vision, and gets to work, basically making war against all of the gods. By this point in the story, the Winter Dark is unfortunately well underway. The people of Aihrde have fought and done their best to resist. The elves of Aihrde have not. The majority of the elves have fucked off to a land called Shindale, which is kind of known as like the Fey realm of Aihrde. And after all the elves left, Unklar kind of sealed the gates behind them so that they could not change their mind and return to Aihrde. What else? War on the gods. He also has bound the sun and the moon, those two goddesses. He has kind of banished them to the furthest corners of the void, creating an unending darkness across the world of Aihrde, as well as an impenetrable winter across the entire world. Other things are happening too. Unklar doesn't want like the whole world to just be a wasteland, I guess, so he's building like trade roads and putting orc generals in charge of kingdoms and all this stuff, but really it's a horrible time for everybody, and the people that live in the land of Aihrde are just kind of generally having a very bad time. Unklar at this point is ruling from the ruins of a city called Al-Liosh, where the Tower of Aufstrag has been built, which is a 1,000-story tower, basically like Aird's mega dungeon, which you can explore with the Undying War in our store. That's a series of 13 adventures that take you up to Aufstrag. And it's basically this like stronghold of despair and torture and everything bad that you could possibly imagine. And that's where Unklar lives. And at this point, that has pretty much caught you all up. Unklar is now... Oh, one last thing. A solar cycle has been returned to Aihrde. Due to the goddess Wenifar. Wenifar kind of outwitted Unklar and was able to put out what's called, I think, let me look at it. I think it's the Allfather's Heart is what it's called. It's a star. Yeah, the Allfather's Heart, or Stone of the Allfather to the dwarves. Wenifar puts like this star in the sky. Some semblance of day and night sort of returns to Aihrde, and Unklar is about to basically go after Wenifar, who at this point, compared to the rest of the gods and goddesses of Aihrde, which are called the Valarakun, if that's a new term for you, you'll hear it more. Her power has been mostly unspent through all of the millennia of Aihrde, and so she's a relatively powerful goddess. So Unklar is about to go after her in a little bit of retribution for her creating the North Star. But anyway, that about catches us up. Donkey juice sounds nice. It was nice for some. It was super nice for the goblins. It was very nice for the orcs. There's also a breed of monsters created by Unklar directly called the Ungern, and that's kind of like devils. They're kind of these like demonic sort of little guys that stalk through Aihrde and just generally spread everything nasty. Best decision putting orcs in charge. Oh yeah, everyone loves it. Super popular policy. Really, really great across the board. Super good approval rating. Everyone's a fan. But settle in. I'm finishing up my London Fog latte here. Get yourself a cozy beverage. Get yourself a glass of water. This is a nice stream, if it's your first time tuning in, to just like do whatever you want. I'm just going to be reading the story from the Codex of Aihrde. If you'd like to follow along, you can get the Codex of Aihrde after Winter Dark in the Troller Games store. It's great for the holidays. And we are reading through the Antinuth, which is the narrative kind of story of Aihrde. So I'm just going to do that. Thanks for hanging out. We'll finish up in about 30 minutes and then we'll just hang out and we'll do a little AMA and chat. So yeah, settle in. Trollza. The Binding of Wenifar. Unklar sought out Wenifar after a time and beseeched her to join him in his efforts. She was far-seeing and held as one of the greatest of the named Val Ericune, and Wenifar spurned the horned god. Be off, darkness, for you are the mote in his eye and bring discomfort to all you touch. But she did not fully grasp the power of Unklar, and had forgotten that it took the might of all of the named Val Ericune to drive Unklar into the Undeeps, for she had misjudged him. In the north of the lands of Ursal lay a small mountain without consequence. The dwarves of old had built a hill fort upon its flanks, which they had abandoned in the early days of the kinship wars. Unklar came to this mountain and raised it up, burying the fort and what hidden riches remained within it, and all around in heaps of stone and fresh soil. The horned god drew water from the earth so that it pooled at the top in a mere, and he set many trees to grow around it. The mere was deep and still and cold, reflecting the heavens above as would a mirror. It was the most beautiful of all his creations, but its design was otherwise. Into the water he set a powerful magic, so that whomsoever looked into it became ensnared in time. The passing of days had no meaning for its victims, so that they remained there until their gaze should be broken. Unklar named it Monrudge, and it was a prison and a trap for Wenifar. Birds were Wenifar's greatest love, and these she made of herself in the days before days, and released them to roam the wide world. She watched over them, and they were her eyes and ears all over the world. Rumor of a mere came to her, for birds spoke of it to her, relating tales of how no creature, great or small, could pass over it without being lost. She stole away to the mere in secret, to glean what she could of its making. Few were the places of Aihrde that Wenifar had no knowledge of, and this was one. She knew it was of Unklar's making, and saw many of her birds lying dead around the mere. She approached cautiously, but without fear, for she was a named Val Ericune, and accounted the handmaiden of the Allfather. That fearlessness was her undoing, for when she cast her gaze into the deep waters and saw the light of the skies above her, she fell into a trance. Sitting down by the lake, she marveled at its beauty and wondered at the heavens that were partially of her own devising. Unklar came to her then, and wove a mist around the mere, and set snares and traps of his own devising, such that none could easily come to Wennefar's aid. In later years, rumor of her came to men of bold intent, and many tried to rescue her, but they left their bones and their tails upon the jagged cliffs of Monrudge. There she remained for many hundreds of years. The Shroud of Darkness. Upon a time, Unklar rose to the highest reaches of Aufstrag, and he looked out and into the void, searching for the undeeps where he dwelt for the many ages of the world. The wall of worlds obscured his view, and he saw it as a fence that kept him out of the world's making and the joy of its youth. He thought the fence ill-conceived and pondered at its destruction. With his great might, Unklar devoured the fog of the Wall of Worlds, consuming it so that a greater part of its might came to reside within him. It discomfited him, for the fog was of the Allfather's design, and as such, bore all the power of the language of creation. In a great blast, Unklar vomited forth the Wall of Worlds, and it flowed from the spires of Aufstrag as a powerful wind, cold and bitter. Great clouds of his stink settled far and wide across Aihrde, blanketing all in a world of winter and dark. It settled upon the world as a fog, rising into the heavens, dampening the light of the sun. Men named the fog the Shroud of Darkness, or the Cold Mist, for with it came a terrible freezing. Excuse me. Sheets of snow and sleet blanketed the northern lands in ice, and much of the south as well. The shroud hung over Aihrde for 800 years, and in time, the warmth of the sun and the pure, unfiltered light of day became legends to the people. Thus, the winter dark settled upon the land. The shroud kept much of the light of all those stars, the moon, and the sun from Aihrde, and the world withered. Those years were counted as the longest of the winter dark, and the most terrifying for the many died, and the most terrifying for, sorry, there's a typo in here, for the many that died of need and want. After Unklar's war with Inze, he shaped all world... My God, sorry, I'm losing my mind. After Unklar's war with Inze, when he shaped all Aihrde anew, the horned god thought upon the world and saw that without light it would surely die, and with it his minions and slaves. As the shroud of darkness blanketed Aihrde, the snows began to fall. The northern ice shelf crept south, consuming the lands of Atuk, Wandanmola, Surna, and much of the Galand as well. The banning sea froze, and all the traffic stopped across the waters for many years, until the men there learned to put skids on their boats and pulled them with giant bears or used the wind to cross the ice. Only in the realms of the dragon riders did men live as they had before, for those people, though diminished, remained steeped in sorcery and used their knowledge to hold back the cold. Even so, their dragons grew old in the pens and rarely took to the skies. In the south, the ice shelf crept across the Odin Ocean even to the southern reaches of Inclunade in the lands of Koth. Elis, the ice consumed utterly, and her people lived wild and dangerous. In the lands of Koth, the dragon god Lemul ruled and kept the powers of the ice at bay, drawing warm winds from the jungles of Is to her people and keeping the island an oasis of sorts. Those same winds crossed the island ruins of Alanti, the shattered remains of the dwarves who dwelt there still, and the men of the ancient Engale who served them, avoided the bitterness of the cold of dark and dwelt in some peace. For it was known that Unklar feared the water, and in his heart he feared Aelor, the god of the sea. Though here, as everywhere, the shroud blocked out the sun, and men suffered for want. It was in the lands of Is, where the green sea washed the jungled shores, that men suffered the least. The snows and ice never hounded the jungles there, for 'tis said that the back of the dragon Inse broke the surface of Aihrde through the wall of worlds, and all the firmament and the warmth of her Unklar could not match. There, the many diverse kingdoms of the Zuala suffered least of all the peoples of Aihrde. All the great lands of Ethram and Enochia suffered from the cold and the filtered sun. The winters were long, the springs short, cold and wet, and food was scarce. In many places the snow did not melt in summer, keeping the land locked in a season of death. In the early years of the winter dark, the suffering was great indeed, and many died for lack of food and shelter. Many took to the road and wandered. Others ate the beasts of the field and hunted creatures great and small for food. As is known by the wise, when Aihrde, spelled Erde, meaning the Allfather himself, his name is also Aihrde, first made the world, all was dark, and there was no light but for the fire of the waking mountains. The Allfather longed for light, and he plucked a rib from his body and gave it life and light, and this light he named Melam. He cast Melam into the heavens for her to bring light to the world, and under her gentle touch all manner of plants blossomed and thrived in the half-dark of the world's youth. These plants, seeds set by Mordias of the Val Ericune long before, grew wild and abundant beneath the light of the moon. They are counted the Fail Moor, and grew for an age before even the dwarves and dragons walked the earth. After the coming of Maelum, that is, the sun, and true daylight, many of the Fail Moor died off, for they could not long suffer the light of the sun, and fell from the memory of all things. Their seeds lay beneath the earth for the long rin of the world, but in the half-light of the winter dark, these plants rose again from their long slumber. Within only a few seasons they grew, and people learned to cultivate them, and animals to eat them, and the world's suffering grew less with each year that passed. The return of the Fail Moor is accounted a wonder by most, and an accident of happenstance by many, but others say that Mordias understood the world of the Allfather's making more than any other. Though her eyes never strayed to the arc of time, she bore a wisdom unmatched. Some say she fashioned the seeds in the darkness of the world for a time of greater darkness. Thus it was that she was one of the greatest of all of the Val Ericune, even the named. And so, while it took many long years, the want faded, and men adjusted to the world of the winter dark. Mordias coming in clutch. Unklar surveyed his work, and deemed it good, and he sat upon his throne in Aufstrag and slept for many years. In truth, Unklar spent much of his power in recasting the Wall of Worlds. Forming the Shroud of Darkness had taken much from him, and never again would he be the power he once was. The elves, under their new king Calphone, hid their realm with a magic of mist, not unlike the Shroud of Darkness, and the land of seven rivers, the Shindolai, became a distant memory. Men called it a place of magic, of terrible powers, of the Fae, and the things of Wennefar's design. When at last Unclar woke, he found his vassals at war with one another. The captain kings, seeing nothing of their lord for many years, warred upon each other for dominance over Aihrde. They fought battles upon the broad plains, up in the skies and under the ground. They placed huge armies of men, orc, and Ungern into the field. There's a Santa train that drives by our apartment. Sorry about that. And these forces clashed in contests of arms and rocked all the world. A rage took Unclar, and he flew forth from Aufstrag to force the fealty of his vassals once again. Men flocked to his side, for few could resist him in those days. Malazor, always waiting in the wings, once more served as the Horn God's voice. Malazor was the sorcerer who summoned Unclar to Aihrde in the first place. The Archmage's power waxed great as he rose in the estimation of Unclar. In dismay, the captain kings faltered and fell back. They feared Unclar and cast themselves upon his mercy. He chastised them, binding them with ever greater spells, and forced them to do his bidding once more. With the war finished and the fury of his vassals abated, Unclar turned his attention to the world once more. He pondered long and hard upon how best to bind the peoples of the world to him, for many seemed defiant and resisted him still. Dwarves, wandering knights, bands of men, elves, the giants, and others besides. The Horned God took stock of all that stood around him, from the firmament and the maelstrom and the multiverse as created with the splintered mind of the Allfather. He was blind to the arc of time and the purpose of the Allfather. Of the green halls, the kingdom of Aelor, the god of the sea, he feared to tread, for water was ever a bane to Unclar. Of the red god, this is Orndul, who is kind of the brother of Mordias and one of the greatest of the Valyriacun. Of the red god he heard only rumor, and Corthane, Orndul and Mordias' other brother, he saw in the Fortress of Wind, and knew the shroud blinded that god to the world of Aihrde. Corthane is kind of the god of justice. Orndul is the evil one, and then Mordias is the goddess of nature. Tefnut, goddess of rivers, was lost to the world, as were many of the Valyriacun. In the east he came to the Marl, and there found the mother and father of all, Airtaut, the great tree. This is a creation of Mordias's. He grappled the tree and set to pulling it from the ground. The earth shuddered, and the mountains nearly shattered, leaving stark and jagged cliffs in their wake, but the tree would not move. Unclar saw then that the roots were so deep as to reach beyond the world. He saw that they breached the world in many places, into the maelstrom and the underworld that is Inza. And he saw the dragon, Inzea. This is kind of the foil to the Allfather. Allfather is like the god of gods, master of creation. And Zaya is a dragon who's kind of his equal, who is sort of in the void at the same time as him. And she's a dragon and like the master of destruction and unmaking. Into the maelstrom and the underworld that is Inza, her realm. And he saw the dragon, Inzea, and was amazed, for hers was a darkness and evil he could not recompense with any thought. for she was destruction and death and the essence of unmaking. Unklar took mighty Utriel, the mace of judgment, and smote the dragon through the worlds. The blow rang such that all of Aihrde shuddered, though the dragon took no heed, lying deep in her slumbers. Unklar saw a battle with her in his mind's eye, and his unmaking, and the unmaking of all that he and all the Val Ericune had labored upon. For his part, Unklar knew not the origins of Inzea, and he feared her for it. He realized that he could never overcome her, as he had the other gods. He watched and waited for a great while until at last he understood that the world of Inza resided on the underside of Aihrde. This Unklar could not abide. Hey, Stronghold, welcome in. Good to see you. As is written, the world of Aihrde rested upon the maelstrom as a great disk, walled upon all sides by the fogs of the wall of worlds that Unklar devoured and replaced with the shrouds of darkness. Aihrde stood as the center of creation. Beneath the world he found the bones of the All-Father, and within these, the magic of creation. Unklar stole the magic and used it for his own purpose, bending the world, wrapping its form around the All-Father's skull so that the edges met. There, he pinned them with the bones, binding them together so that all the edges of the world came together. The pinning lay deep in the south, and he stood upon it and cursed it, and his breath bound time to an oath that would only break with his unmaking. That land they called the Lank Ot And, the Oath Land, and the Four Corners, and the land of frozen breath. So it was that Unklar thought to remake Aihrde around Inza, and pin Inzea in a prison of the All-Father's bones, for he deemed even she could not break the bones of him. Unklar understood little of the dragon, for she was before all and will remain past the Gonfod, that is like the apocalypse, the end of Aihrde. Inza's power cannot be contained by any power of the All-Father's making. Her world was unaffected, so that the two existed as they always did, bound to one another through time and space. The roots of Airtout spread far and wide, and these Unklar could not bind either, and they continued to grow out in many directions, for the All-Father's labors continued through his form on For the All-Father's labors continued, though his form on Aihrde was no more. Unklar learned then of the worlds beyond Aihrde, and this displeased him. The horned god cast a net through the shroud of darkness, and the net was his thought taken shape. It bound all gates to Aihrde from opening, so that as long as he sat upon the throne of the world. Thus it was for the Rin of the Winter Dark. Well, you know what? Hey, that was the end of that section. We've only got about like 7 minutes left of like reading. So let's pause there. Up next, we have the binding of the moon and sun. Very fun stuff. Things are going great in Aihrde, and everyone's having a great time. But let's stop our story time there and transition to like just chatting and hanging out. If you have any questions about Aihrde, Steve's not here, but I'll do my best to answer them. I've read through the entire Codex of Aihrde. This is my third time reading through it, so I might not know it all off the top, but I know some stuff off the top. Zagig, the mightiest of mages. If only Aihrde had Zagig. Zagig would have fucking magicked circles around Unklar. we're very, 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 very excited for Castle Zagig. We should have more news on that in February when the backer kit campaign opens. Nothing but smooth sailing from here on out. Honestly, it's just a goofy fun time for all the people of Aihrde. Everyone's having a great time. Had a question about the goddess, the Uncle Unklar bound. Was she vain and he knew she would look in the pool? So it was less an issue of her vanity and more that she was not afraid of Unklar. She was not afraid of anything that Unklar made. That was kind of her thing, not exactly vanity. It was more pride and kind of underestimating Unklar. She saw the what was it called? Monrudge. She saw the mirror that Unklar created, knew that he had created it, saw a lot of her birds dead around the mirror, and was like, oh, well, they're mortal birds. I'm one of the named Valericoon. I can figure out what this is and make it not dangerous. So that was more her problem instead of like vanity. Unglar really knew that she would investigate it and not be like intimidated or scared off by like something that he made. He's just built different. Honestly, Zagig built different. Built super different. Hey, Mortal and Blaze! How are y'all doing? It's good to see you both. We just finished reading, but we're gonna hang out for an hour and just like do a little AMA, just chatting kind of action. So hey, welcome in. We have no Steve today. Sorry to disappoint, but we're just hanging out. Zagig only beat demigods, not real gods. Ooh, I don't know any of the lore about Zagig. I'm realizing. Which demigods did he defeat? Pride is bad too, lol. Yeah. So, like, I would rather have pride be my undoing than vanity be my undoing if it were me. Or, well, no, wait, the other way around. Because with vanity, like, you can be right about vanity, you know? Like, if you're hella beautiful, if you're so bad, if you're like a dime 10 out of 10, you can be correct, you know? You can be vain and it's like deserved. Yeah. 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 Zagig is so smart, he just seems insane. Well, they don't call him the Mad Mage for nothing. Heading towards brain melt in the comfy way. Dude, I wish I was heading towards brain melt right now. That sounds awesome. Favorite food, go. Oh, God. Sushi. I think my favorite food is sushi. Specifically? Yeah. Are you laughing at me?
Yeah.
Specifically, salmon sashimi. That's my favorite food of all time. What's yours?
That or salmon belly.
Ooh, salmon sashimi or salmon belly?
Yeah.
Like salmon belly sashimi?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll take any kind of salmon sashimi, but salmon belly is the best kind.
So
but like it's a tong under the umbrella of salmon sashimi.
So you're trying to give yourself like more range.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Hard to argue. Oh yeah. As part of his apotheosis, Zagig bound 7 or 9 demigods in the dungeons of his castle. Luz was one, not sure of all the others. Where's Lord Gazumba to answer this? Yeah, we need Jay. We need Jay here. Did any of you guys watch his thing this past weekend? Jason Vey and Chuck were both involved. He had like some sort of streaming streaming event this past weekend. First salmon skin rolls, like crispy salmon bacon. Dude, don't say those words to me. Don't say those words to me right now. I live in a town where there's no like late night sushi option. Ugh. You're making me want it so bad.
It's hell.
It's hell. That's hell.
That's hell.
Mortal says, get you a guy that argues about your favorite food with you, respectfully.
I love you.
I love you. Patted in. Hey, Grace, thanks for the help on my AA order. Question, Austrog looks like an upside-down tree, right? Is that based on the world tree he tried to uproot? Ooh, that's a really good question. First of all, you're welcome. Thank you so much for reaching out. I'm happy to help. And man, that's a good question, actually. I don't know if it was based on the air tout. Man, why is Steve not here? I'll have to find that out.
That's a really cool observation, though.
That's a super cool observation. Maybe. I guess it would depend on like how you choose to represent Unklar in your game. I feel like that could be like an optional thing that you put in, like with him as your BBEG. Ooh, Dougie says buffalo chicken za.
Bro.
We had buffalo chicken za for our first boif goif date.
Yeah, that's true.
It was buffalo chicken. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Duck confit is definitely my fave. Ooh, I don't think I've ever had duck confit. Is that like... Wait, don't make fun of me. Is duck confit like liquidated, like whipped meat? What is duck confit? Isn't it like...
Meat?
Isn't it like liquid meat?
It looks like the duck legs are cured overnight before being submerged in duck fat and gently cooked.
It's a French dish of duck preserved in the fat of other ducks. That sounds really good. Duck meat fucking rules. It's so good. Buffalo chicken pizza is the only acceptable pizza to have pineapple on. I think I can agree with that. I think I agree.
That?
Manfred said that.
That is psycho behavior.
Manfred, you and I are on a team. Let's put up a united front.
I think you can put pineapple on any pizza.
Nick thinks you can put pineapple on any pizza. Oh, Plaid Rocker's on your team.
Live your life, brother. Who gives a shit? Just put pineapple on your pizza.
You live your life. Don't put pineapple on your pizza. Put pineapple on some pizza.
That's what I'm saying.
I seek to control others.
No. I'm reporting you.
You can't control me.
I'm telling my mom.
Chat, are you seeing this? Hey, Omega, welcome in.
I'm telling your mom on you.
I'm just putting this out there, not directed towards anyone. Pineapple on any pizza is a sin and worthy of public humiliation. Go to confession, you heathens.
Fucking try it.
Listen.
String me up.
That's a take. That is a take. Here. Is this something that I'm able to do?
Are you gonna make a poll?
Maybe. Hang on. Hang on. Shit. Damn it. I'm trying to figure out how to do a poll and I'm losing my mind. Oh, damn it. Now I've got ads. Whatever, it's fine. I don't know how to do polls. 'Cause I don't know how to stream on Twitch. And I don't know what I'm doing, no. And I vaguely know what a stream is. I mean it. Every time I stream, I forget how to stream. Every single time. Plaid rocket, that emoji checks out. That's awesome. Salmon all week sounds awesome. Dude, I would do salmon all week. Interesting, you mentioned salmon yesterday. I bought a salmon fillet and seared the whole thing in portions. We'll be eating salmon all week. Dude, you're living my dream right now. You're living my fucking dream. That sounds amazing. That sounds so good. Man, how do I freaking do a poll? How do I do a poll? This is gonna fucking... Creating polls. Oh my god. From the dashboard. Okay. Wait, okay. Gang.
It'd be faster if you just sent out, like, postcards at this point.
No, I can do this. I can do this.
Oh, God.
I swear. I know how to stream. I just don't know how to stream.
Is that a native feature, or does it require, like, a plugin or something?
No, it's a native feature. It's like in the creator dashboard. I just don't know how to do it.
Is it maybe like /poll or something?
Poll, will she figure it out before the end of stream? I won't. Place your bets. Wait. Here's the thing.
Did you get it?
I got something.
Something?
I got something. Place your bets. Place your bets, folks. Oh my god, how? On your dashboard for your fucking what? What the hell? Why do they bury it in so many like other things that are not polls?
Did you find it?
No. Let Nick help. No, I can do it.
They don't know. Out of the two of us, you are the streamer.
Oh no, don't put that on me. My taste for fish was ruined when my mom used Bisquick to make batter for fish, and I thought we were having pancakes, and I asked where was the syrup, and she said it was fish. Oh my god.
That's hell.
That's hell. Dude, that's hell. That's kind of crazy. Honestly, I'm sorry, man. That is extremely rough.
Honestly, bars.
Don't say bars.
Honestly, bars.
Nick's talking shit, you guys. Place your votes now. How should I retaliate against the shit talker in the room with me?
Chat, are you seeing this shit?
Oh my god. Is this just like distracting? Should I just give up on this? I need to know what percentage of us think that pineapple belongs on pizza. What am I gonna know? How am I gonna go forward? Can't you just type blank and then pull? Hey, story.
Did you get it?
Everyone who voted that Grace can do this. Start poll. Mortal, I owe you my life. Story X, welcome in. Thank you so much for the sub. How are you doing today? It's great to have you. Thanks for being here. We want a poll. Sorry. I'd like to thank my mom. I'd like to thank the Academy. I'd like to thank everyone who stuck with me and showed up and didn't give up on me here. Thanks for keeping the faith alive. And we're going to go into next season. We're going to score all the points. God and fate really, and my mom really, I want to thank God. I want to thank my mom, and all my teammates really came, and it all came together and, really made magic today. So, yep. There's your Ted Lasso moment. Yeah, Ted Lasso. You need a maybe option. Can I add a maybe option?
No.
Can I add?
Take a stance.
Take a stance.
Stand for something.
If you stand for nothing, what'll you fall for? I could have told you if I knew we were allowed. I mod on another channel. Nice. Well, thank you. Mortal Plaid, everyone who knew. Thanks for believing in me. Heck yeah, top tier acceptance speech. Thanks, I've been practicing a long time. Maybe option. Am I high or not? Ooh. The effect of drugs on the tastiness of certain foods. I feel like it doesn't affect my... In Minecraft. Hypothetically. If I were to do drugs. Which I don't.
Yeah. Only in Minecraft.
When I do drugs in Minecraft, I think it affects the taste of certain foods, but it doesn't make certain things that I don't like suddenly taste good to me. Or it doesn't make me crave things that I wouldn't crave sober in Minecraft. You know what I mean?
Theoretically.
Hypothetically, caffeine is a drug. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, you know? In Minecraft. Hypothetically, doing drugs in Minecraft. Only Sith here, only absolutes. You must feed your anger. Ooh, maybe this is like a hot topic. I don't know. Are you guys excited for The Witcher 4? I saw the trailer and I'm losing my fucking mind over it. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. I feel like this whole thing has been like leading up to Ciri's story. Like we spent the first however fucking long in The Witcher 3 just like looking for her. The whole story was like bent around this central character. And now we're getting to like explore her arc and her story and make her the main character. I can't wait. Ooh, okay, we got a 50-50 split. 6 people believe that pineapple does belong. 6 people think it doesn't. That poll was less than helpful. Fuck it, we're doing it again.
Here's the question though. Wait, did you vote?
I didn't vote.
So you would be the tiebreaker.
No. We're doing it again. I can't weigh in here. Belong on pizza. Okay, let's go yes. We'll go no. We'll go yeah, just yes or no. Okay, we're doing it for 5 minutes. Take a stand. Listen. If any of you see this poll and don't take a stand, the people gotta know. We need to know once and for all. And I'm gonna vote too. Does pineapple belong on pizza? I voted. But I'm not gonna say what I voted for. Vote no, you suckers. Only no. People are like campaigning in the comments. I like it. I wonder if Ciri lost her powers, so she's using mutagens now. Ooh. Hot take. Hot take. Maybe. Her powers is like her powers are the teleporty ones. Yeah. She did it in the trailer, didn't she? She teleported in the trailer?
No.
If yes wins, so do the terrorists. You're campaigning like fucking Thomas Jefferson and John Adams. Like, I think John Adams ran on the platform that Thomas Jefferson was dead.
What?
There was a crazy like misinformation, like smear campaign between Thomas Jefferson and John Adams when they were both running for president. And one of them was like saying that the other was a hermaphrodite. I think it was John Adams who said that you can't vote for Thomas Jefferson because he's dead. That's so funny, dude. No chill. 0 chill back in the whatever decade it was. Brother. Ooh, you're 82% cooler if you like pineapple on pizza. Strong point. I have a pizza pie chart that proves it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Blaze counters never support blasphemy. No pineapple on pizza. Thrilling rebuttal from Blaze here. Honestly, I'm not sure which size is going to win.
Strong words.
Mortal chimes in. Honestly, I've been pretty impressed with the pineapple on pizza lovers I've met over the years. They really fight for it, and I can't hate the passion. Strong point. Really speaking to your platform, your constituents. I mean, your taste buds are dead if you like pineapple on sauce. I mean, it's acidic. It's an acid. So if you need a little bit of acid to feel alive, No. Picture Wyatt Earp stepping out of the cover.
I just want to highlight the vitriol coming from one side of this argument.
What do you mean? Vitriol?
Everything against pineapple on pizza is
vitriolic.
Yeah. Look at that. Look at the toxicity.
Strong words. Strong words from the pro pineapple camp.
Everyone in pro pineapple is talking about like positivity and acceptance.
Yeah. That's true. Jefferson equals pineapple on pizza. Adams equals no pineapple on pizza. Basically, John Adams is a cuck, and if you don't like pineapple on pizza, you're a cuck. A cornerstone of my sense of humor is calling people cucks. It's just so funny. It's so funny to say. It's such a funny word. I'm sorry. Oh, by the way, it's nice to see more content about Castles and Crusades. Greetings from Germany. Hallo. Hallo Deutschland. Wie geht's? I'm currently trying to learn German again. I took about 5 years of it when I was in like high school and college, and I loved learning German. It was so cool. I love the language. I think it's so interesting. What part of Germany are you from? If you're at liberty to say, if that's not too personal. Sie spricht Deutsch. Ein kleines bisschen. Es ist nicht sehr gut, aber ich kann ein bisschen sagen. Would you rather be right or eating pizza? Any pizza. Fair. But that's pretty middle of the road. It's pretty middle of the road. I think you got to take a stance. Where are we at? Oh, final moments of the poll. The no crowd is winning.
This is bullshit.
The no crowd is winning. Oh, man. If you support pineapple on pizza, now's your time. Now's the chance. We got seconds to go.
Step up.
Who's going to win? Who's going to win? Oh, the no crowd wins. Oh, by 1 vote. Bummer Town. I voted yes, personally.
I'm riding.
As a simple fruit, a berry is derived from a single ovary of an individual flower. Oh, wait, were you saying... yeah, tomatoes are fruit. Pineapple is fruit. Pineapple on pizza is natural. A sound argument.
Glad we finally heard from the science community on this.
Nick said, glad we finally heard from the science community on this. Thomas Jefferson was really into kiting, and Ben Franklin rented his kite from him. Completely random, untrue trivia. Dude, just like stupid like lies about historical figures. I love it. Klingt gut, alles gut. Ah, sehr gut. Ausgezeichnet. I do have to admit that if you put pineapple on pizza, you also need either Canadian bacon, ham, or bacon. It is a superior taste combo. I would agree. I would agree with that. There was one final vote for yes, but it wasn't enough. Listen, we'll get them next year. We'll get them next election. We'll come back with a more organized kind of platform. And in the meantime, we'll work together with the No Crew to bring about some policy changes for our pizza in support of a more unified pizza-loving community.
Nah. Probably just violent uprising.
Or we can switch to violent uprising. Yeah, we can do that too. Every single one of here was the swing vote. Ugh. Kiwis are fruit. I ain't throwing them on my pizza though. You could have a hella good dessert pizza with kiwi though. That would be really good. Yeah, I would say like a fruit, like something being fruit isn't enough. Because I also, you know something? I'm not the biggest fan of tomatoes on my pizza. I prefer like cream based sauces or like pesto based sauces. I love a good ranch sauce or a garlic sauce. And I usually opt, like, I don't like juicy things on bread based dishes. And that goes for like desserts too. I don't want like fruit with like juice in it in like a dessert that's like cake or like I don't know, like fruit cake or like I don't know, anything with like a bready sort of texture. I don't want to mix like a fruit with that. I will occasionally go for pineapple on pizza. CNC the pineapple pizza chicken. We have to like separate CNC and A&A. AA. Amazing Adventures in Castles and Crusades. You have to see like what the different platforms are for both of those games. To quote Logic, drink to my accomplishments so every night I'm faded. That reminds me of a running note document that I have of just things that Nick has said.
No.
That just reminds me. At some point he said, I've got a sickness. It's called being cool as fuck. Same energy. Pineapple haters are always going to hate. They are. That's what hate. You can always count on haters to hate. Haters are just going to keep on hating. Oh, so you're crazy. That makes sense. Welcome to the show, brother. Not juicy. I am wearing a beard. I like the detail that you're wearing it. Pesto pizza. Dude, pesto on pizza is so good. It's so good. Oh my god. Hear me out. Oh shit, sorry. I hit my mic. Pesto base, like some sort of pesto sauce. Cheese, you know, normal cheese. Mozzarella, what I don't know, whatever cheese they put on pizza. Like prosciutto. Artichokes. Yeah.
Goated. Wait.
Lay it on me. Black olives, maybe.
Like a balsamic drizzle.
A balsamic drizzle. Oh.
Maybe like ricotta.
Some ricotta, dude.
Brother.
I actually can't think about this right now. It's hurting me. Is this like a Greek recipe? Maybe. I'm known to enjoy the Greek flavors. We're getting into advanced pizza theory now. I didn't go to school for this. What do you think this is? Welcome to class, Dougie. If you can have guacamole on pizza. Okay. I could see guacamole on like a breakfast pizza. Hear me out. Like a breakfast pizza with like over easy eggs, chorizo.
Like kind of like a huevos rancheros pizza.
Yeah. A little bit of pico, right? Some guacamole. That sounds good. That sounds pretty good.
Sounds dope.
Have you tried putting that all-purpose Greek seasoning on a pizza? I've not tried Cavender's on a pizza, but that might have to be it. Honestly, so my family had this like stint where we were making pizza a lot. It was just like, it was a phase that our family had because it was a fun thing that we could all do together. We could like, we had the raw dough that we had like in balls and we would like spin it and we would like put our toppings on it and it was like a fun family activity. Our golden retriever ate 2 like this big balls of raw pizza dough, which then expanded in his stomach. We thought he was gonna fucking die. He did not die. Somehow he lived. He was so drunk as all of that yeast began to like ferment inside of his body. So he had a very rough like 2 weeks. But he recovered. That dog was a tank. His name was Halo. We love him. Bless up. But after that, we didn't make any homemade pizza anymore. Here's a curveball for you guys. Taco pizza. I'm on board. I'm on board. That's all. Those are good words. Good words that you just said. There's a place in New Jersey that had the most killer bruschetta pizza. Ooh, bruschetta pizza. That sounds so good too. I made a pumpkin pizza with Gouda and caramelized onions. That was actually really good. Especially prepared pumpkin puree for the sauce. You can't say those words to me right now, Tux. That sounds so good.
That with maybe some like baked apples on there too.
Ooh, that with baked apples, Nick said. I don't know if they can hear you or not. I don't know how well this mic works at like, can you guys hear Nick? But, oh man, baked apples. That sounds really good. That sounds so good.
We gotta get off of pizza.
Doggy Bender. Oh, baby. He just had a terrible time. There's a Greek place in my town that had a tuna, onion, capers, and black olive pizza. So good. Oof. That sounds incredible. I love, like, Greek foods, man. So good. I've told this story a couple of times. One summer I did, like, a writing retreat on an island called Thasos. And we went like octopus hunting. I did not go in the water to go octopus hunting, and I kind of regret it, but I'm not the strongest swimmer. But the guy who owned like the kind of hostel that we were staying at, he explained his process. And apparently what you do is you grab the octopus and you bite it between the eyes. And that's how you kill an octopus really quickly and go hunting for octopus. And sure enough, like, he went out into the ocean and a bunch of the other like students joined him, and he came back out with an octopus.
Damn.
It's craziness. As a just barely Midwestern occupant, it pains me to say ranch does not go on pizza. You're wrong. How does it feel? How does it feel to just be like wrong and a hater? I didn't realize you were a hater.
Here's the thing. You can have a preference, but as soon as you're making a declaration like that...
No, you have to take a stance. I mean, I respect it. You have to, like, you are more on this...
But it's the wrong stance.
You have to take a stance, but it has to be my stance.
One.
Yeah. Thanks, I hate it. You're welcome. We had sea urchins too. He came back up with a net full of sea urchins, and we cracked those open and like scooped out the insides and cooked and ate them. It was awesome. Is that going to be in the CNC underwater source book? Listen, I want us to do like a Codex Atlanti. Or I guess we probably wouldn't call it Codex Atlanti because I know that's like our Mythos series kind of naming convention. And Atlanti is not a real world culture. It's a region in Aihrde. We heard about it a little bit during the story tonight. But I would love like a water-based like source book for CNC. I think that'd be really cool. Takes bucket list, erases octopus hunting off of it. Not for the faint of heart. Feels good, tastes bad. You're wrong. Like, I mean, sorry about it. How does it feel to be so wrong? So wrong. So terribly wrong. Sea urchins, Oliver Twist the merman. Yeah, we just went there. We got Oliver Twist and just wrung his neck. Just wrung his neck. I need to try CNC during GaryCon if there is a kind of intro game going on. It's not a matter of if there's an intro game going on. It's which one do you want to join? There's a million. We have so many games going on at GaryCon. It is for sure the right place to try the game. I would definitely recommend sitting at Chuck Cumbo's table. Chuck is our community director. So whenever like the event schedule for GaryCon goes live, if it's not live already, you can search for Chuck's games and sign up. He gives out like booth coupons to use at his games. So, but yeah, definitely try it. Are you guys going to GaryCon? Because we're going to GaryCon. I'd love to see you at GaryCon. Unpopular opinion, ranch is terrible. Well, Blaze, it's been a nice couple years of knowing you, but I'm afraid you're banned. I'm afraid you're ousted, and goodbye forever. And I'm sorry it's come to this. You can pry my ranch from my cold, dead hands. Remember your quest this winter to go to the Upper Peninsula and not die. I've not forgotten. We're going to do it. We're going to go to the Upper Peninsula. Yeah. We're going to survive. We're going to do it. We got to figure out a weekend to go.
Do some cold weather camping.
You were my brother in the Pineapple War. I loved you. Gotta bail. This was a delight to see you and hear Nick and catch this cool chat. I hope all here find smiles this day. It was great to see you too, Mortal. Thanks for popping by. Lovely to see you, my friend. Look at all these amazing nerds. Look at this amazing nerd. Welcome in, Knight. How are you today? I would love to go to GaryCon. Unfortunately, not in the cards for me this year. Dude, that's a bummer. I'm sorry to hear it. GaryCon is so much fun. I think that's my favorite con. I'm going and thinking of running an informal game of Mothership for my 20 Sides peeps and whoever else wants to join if we have space. That's awesome. That's a great idea. I feel like GaryCon is the perfect place for kind of those like informal like drop-in games, because people just want to chill. They just want to hang out and like play games and try new stuff. It's awesome. When is GaryCon? It is in March.
It's like the end of March.
It's towards the 23rd-ish of March. The dates will be on the website, but definitely come. I want to go to GaryCon and see you and hang out with you, but I have no way of getting there. I have no car. Hell, dude, I'm sorry. That sucks. That so sucks. I might be able to swing that. Here's the thing. You should do it, because it rocks. And we'll get litty. I'm just settling in for my night shift at work, but other than that, doing okay. Also got the confirmation I'll be helping an artist friend at Emerald City Comic Con again this year. That fucking rules. That's so awesome, man. Congrats. Emerald City Comic Con. That's making my heart happy because I just saw Wicked. Went last year, 10 out of 10 would go again. Dougie, it was the coolest thing ever seeing you last year. It made us so happy. I hope that you can come again and come hang out. Liddy in the city. Well, hell yeah. I'm super excited. We've got Paige coming up in Philadelphia. I'm not going to be at that one, but Chuck is, Jason is, I think Dakota is. So that'll be cool. Did any of y'all go to PAX? I hope Steve likes my story. Yeah. He'll be sure to get back to you once he's able to read it. It might be a little while. Things are a little bit crazy right now on the business side of things. I helped him last year. He does amazing scenes and dragon arts. That's awesome. That's so cool. One of the best things about these cons is going and like meeting artists. So talented. So many talented people. It rules. I'm not in a rush. We appreciate the patience. It's definitely a little bit crazy in the troll dens right now. But I had a very sleepy day. Not a lot of sleep last night. So I think that I may go ahead and kind of call it a night a little bit early. We have no Steve this time for the AMA side of things. So unless there's any like particular questions about Aihrde or anything, I think I might go ahead and like take off. Because my energy is a dwindling as it does. Sleep is for the weak. What's really gonna happen is I'm just gonna go and be horizontal on some kind of surface and just be horizontal and awake and unblinking for a while. But thank you all so much for like coming in and hanging out. You could spend your time on like a Monday evening doing anything at all, and I super appreciate you guys like spending time with me here on Twitch. It really makes my night. I always like, I don't know, I always kind of expect to stream to nobody whenever like we do these Monday night streams, and that's kind of how it's always been ever since I started streaming. And I just really appreciate you guys coming and like showing up and spending some time with me. It's like a highlight of my week. So we will be back again tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Central. We're going to have the third session of Blood and Briar, which is actually the first CNC game that I've ever run. We have like a little mini campaign that we're doing with these 3 amazing players that are totally new to the system. They're new players. I'm a new castle keeper, so it's a lot of learning kind of on the fly. So if you want to learn along with us, or if you want to help us out, then come hang out. I've also been having this thing where I'm having the audience kind of play as the monsters that the players are facing. Not all the time, but just kind of when it like makes sense. So if you want to like come and be a part of that, then please do. I would love to have you. I would love to see you. It's my first time running a game like this, so big learning experience and big learning curve. But all of the episodes are uploaded to YouTube if you want to go check those out, to like just get caught up on plot and stuff, but we will go over it before the game starts. And I think that's about it. Oh, on Wednesday, I'll be live again on a different channel called Hearth Coven Games. I'll just type it in the chat really quick. Twitch.tv/Hearth Coven Games. That's kind of like my home game with like our group of friends that we've been friends with for years. And we are doing a Cyberpunk Red game. I'm playing a character called Ajax, who is a bassist, a space bassist from space, a spacist. And we are playing as like a 3-piece funk band that is also like working as mercenaries and kind of trying to make it as both. And it's kind of inspired by like Cowboy Bebop. So if you like Cowboy Bebop-ish like stories, definitely come hang out and tune in for that one too. It's, I think, one of my favorite actual plays that I've ever been a player in ever. So definitely come hang out. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. Grace, I need you to know that I'm always rooting for you and everything you do. You are amazing, my friend. You are amazing. I super appreciate the support, and I'm rooting for you right back. And the kindness means the most to me. It goes farther than any of you guys will ever know. So thank you so much for like coming back and being kind and hanging out with me a little bit. I love talking shit and talking about Aihrde and all that good stuff. So thank you. Go in peace. Make the words. Do good. I will see you Tuesday and Wednesday. Thank you again. We're gonna go. Any last words?
Bye.
Bye. Goodbye.